Alright, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, Connor on Chain. So, not too much going on except another dump, and another dump, and another dump in the market. You know, Bitcoin was looking hyper bullish literally this morning, 8, 9 a.m., right when I was up. And just in the last few hours, we had the US government now move a lot of their Bitcoin. And now there's a lot more uncertainty literally in the last 6 hours. This market is unbelievable, guys. Like, at this point, I'm just ready for Valhalla, I don't know. But anyways, let's get into it. So I'm just going to cover this stuff with Bitcoin real quick. Still going to cover a bunch of alts as well. So let's get it. Like I said, this was literally just a channel I drew. It's not the cleanest channel, obviously. He's got a breakthrough, broke above. But in general, it's like a 4-hour channel. It kind of works. But I kind of want to just see what happens, even if it bounces off this more major level here. I might see candles just go down a little bit. Actually, let me make them red. But we could see something like that. Candles kind of go down. But anyways, I think it looks okay for what it is. It's literally going to come down to what the government decides to do. And there we go. It comes down to what the government wants to do. And really just what happens with this, the money that they have. Because obviously, if anyone is up to date with politics, Trump just spoke at literally Bitcoin Nashville 2 days ago, 3 days ago, whenever. And now we're already seeing the government just moving this Bitcoin somewhere else. Everyone's just thrown off. They're like, what is going on? People are saying, Biden admin trying to dump that stuff off, before Trump gets in office because of what he's spoken about. Which is really bullish in my opinion. But this is also what Kamala, whatever her name is, said the other day. They wanted to approach top crypto companies to reset relations, which personally I don't believe that literally at all. It's, if anything, they're trying to just do things for votes for right now. And yeah, obviously that's why the market has just been so uncertain lately. Let's go into a little bit of technical stuff. I'm going to check out so this is the daily and the RSI. So the RSI is, it's still somewhat middle ground at 60. In a somewhat shorter term time frame, maybe this comes back down to the lows, which again, kind of like what I was drawing. If we do see this, we could see something like this, another bounce, and then into another leg. I would not be surprised to see that, but in the video yesterday, I was actually curious on what this candle was going to be doing. And initially it looked good because it had that shot to the upside, but obviously now it's completely down. So we'll see, what happens at the end of the day today. More than likely it's going to close low. But tomorrow's candle close, if this, breaks through this, closes down, and, obviously a red candle, closes down here, it's probably coming down a little more, 64. But outside of that, even if we're just looking at a weekly still, yeah, on a weekly, it's looking okay. Let's just take all these drawings off. Like I said, I still think we got to bounce maybe one more time to the downside before moving. But, again, yesterday it was looking very bullish, as if we were going to just God candle to the upside. But in this market, that usually just doesn't happen. It usually happens when you least expect it. That's what I've learned being in the space for a while now. But on the weekly, the RSI is starting to, it had a bounce down, obviously, here. Bounced up. Maybe we see one more bounce down somewhat on the weekly. But again, I don't think that would, draw it way low, not even close. If it does come back down, it's probably coming down to like 60, in that range. Again, that's if, the RSI is going to do another double bounce. Probably going to do some sort of, bullish divergence where RSI is going to look like this. Well, actually, I don't know. I take that back, because then the chart would still look kind of the same if it even does something like that. But so either way, again, I'm just still bullish no matter what happens right now. Still just holding long, not my longs, but my spot bags for basically everything I talk about on the channel. A bunch of gaming coins, a bunch of AI, a ton of meme coins. Retardio, Mog, Mumu. My top 3 long-term holdings. Mumu has actually been killing it again. If you guys just saw my video like 2 weeks ago, not even. This is like Mumu was sitting at in between like 60 million to 90. So it's done pretty well just in the last couple of weeks here. Retardio also the last month has been up pretty well, and it has been pulling back, which I think it's been needed. I think it's really been needed for a heavy pullback. Especially if it's going to continue to make, another major leg up. I really think it could even come down all the way to like 60 before it actually bounces. Maybe it does something like that and then starts running again. Easily can see that happening. So personally, I'm long-term bullish on this. I could care less about price action. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, Retardio looks great. Mumu looks very good. Mumu looks kind of hyperextended. It might come down a little bit over the next few weeks. But that Mumu, in my opinion, just started, just like Retardio did. They finally just had their breakout, that first initial, midterm run, Their first run, accumulation for months, had their first leg up, and now, it's got to sit, chill, and then what's going to happen is their next major leg up at some point. Like wherever and whenever that is, it's just got to be patient. So those are my favorite, again, long-term meme coins, and yeah, I would continue to hold those 3 specifically. I do not care about price action because my targets are a lot higher for them over the long term. Even Solana though has been looking very bullish too. But same thing, earlier. This is a weekly chart though, so keep in mind that this candle literally would close in a span of 6 days from now, maybe 7. Yeah, 6 days I think. But yesterday we had this wick go all the way up, hit like 190 something, coming back down. But same thing, I would not be surprised to see this come down to like 160 area. Probably the lowest it might come, as long as we remain like pretty bullish in the short term. But yeah, this is crazy. What is happening? Like I said, I might just bounce, and then just finally rip. This might come underneath, come into this area, or maybe 150, 160. I think it could just have another, lower high to make, and then we're off to the upside. So, something I have been looking into though, I had this up earlier, is we've actually just seen Solana. I think Solana in all, or not all, but many different factors right now. We've seen Solana have more volume. It's really surpassed Ethereum in many metrics, and today was a big day for it. Just seeing yeah, right here, Solana surpassed the combined 24-hour DEX volume of Ethereum Base and Binance. So Solana's just getting a ton of volume, guys. It's like it's simple as that. This is why I don't think you guys should be fading Solana. I understand, the feeling of seeing all of your utility bags continue to do nothing, and then seeing all these meme coins that have no value just absolutely flying, but that sometimes the market is just like that. You really got to adapt at certain times, and I personally do not see this slowing down. I know many are calling for a rotation. You're like, meme coins are going to die out eventually, and then utility is going to pick up. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Sol meme coins are probably going to outperform almost everything, but we're still going to see all utility bags, especially though, recover very hard. There might be massive rotation from many meme coins into utility at some point, but I do not think that, again, Solana meme coins specifically are, destined to just fail, once their hype dies and then rotation. I think it's just going to be long-term massive dips, massive rallies up only for a long time. Solana is just like the new L1 on the block for the cycle. And it's, the metrics kind of show for it. But really interesting seeing some of this stuff. So like I said in my other video, make sure you just don't 100% try and fade meme coins. And I'm not saying just, sell your long-term core positions just to buy some random meme coins. Like, I don't mean just jump on Pump Fund and start aping into random shitters. Like, even on Twitter, I just tweeted a huge list of like some very good coins. And there's a ton of different meme coins I've spoken about so many times. Many are still bottomed out / in accumulation areas that all you gotta do is just, potentially look at them, jump into them, and hold them for a while. They have really good mind share, and that's what's super important as well. But we are starting to see a little bit of bounce. We saw a bounce from a ton of AI coins as well. It seems like decentralized AI the last couple of days has been doing well. But I didn't realize, though, my last video, I think I brought that up. But I'm pretty sure Alex Becker dropped a video, I think on YouTube yesterday or something. And he mentioned a couple decentralized AI coins, which I think that was why some of these were up. I think I talked about like Hash AI, DEAI, or a couple different coins. But again, I think that's why they were up today or yesterday, was because of that. But either way, I think AI at some point will have a huge recovery. I just think anyone that's like really, level-headed, especially if they have a ton of capital, they're not used to this kind of swings in the market. Most people that, are, say, more traditional with their finances, especially if they're starting to look into crypto, they're probably going to try to look into stuff with a real use case and utility. So I really don't think that utility is ever going to be, dead by any means. I also just don't think that many institutions and, again, more traditional people, they're not going to be aping everything into meme coins. For them, I think it's just too risky if you don't understand the meme coin market at all. Like an outsider looking in, it's way more high risk just because if you don't know how to navigate it. That's like literally another factor why I don't think I don't think utility is going anywhere. It's just, I think it's really just still a patience game, and it's taking forever, but it is what it is. But outside of that, there's not too much else I wanted to talk about. Just, kind of just bringing up some more meme coins again. But also, I want to bring up a couple AI. So Michi's actually been dropping a little bit too. Michi and Billy are, I still think they're a great combo long term. But the market conditions really decide what happens though to a lot of these coins. That's why, if you guys looked at the market earlier, like literally 4 to 6 hours ago, everything was super bullish. Everyone was almost euphoric, and now, things just dumped again in 2 hours worth of time, and now everyone's like, oh my god. This market's just very emotional, super emotional market. But like I said, and this here, I would not be surprised to see Billy drop a little, maybe not this low, but Billy I think is one to long term just accumulate as well. But yeah, if we see another attempt up, some wicks down, and it kind of just doesn't bounce from here. This is probably just going to come break through and then bounce again. But we got August coming up too. I think August and September. If markets do not move by then, I feel like by at least mid-August into September, we are probably going to start seeing some up-only action. But at the same time, I think this presidency and election is taking a primary stance for what the market does. Is that, I don't, again, I'm not trying to be political on the channel, like, by any means, but I think it's just kind of priced in that if Trump gets in office, we're going to have a massive, massive bull run. And I just don't know anyone who's, whoever is bullish on Kamala, thinks that if Kamala gets in, we're going to see a huge bull run. I think it's the complete opposite. So that's kind of the bias on crypto Twitter that I've seen a lot. Yeah, I'm not trying to be biased at all on the channel here, but like I said, so we'll see what happens going into the next few months. And we're taking it day by day in this market right now, and to me still it's very bullish. And even if you make like this a channel here, that's what I wanted to, I'm gonna get into some AI coins, a couple I want to bring up. But yeah, if you bring this into a channel, you guys might not think it's like an actual channel. Could do something even like this. Like I said, we'll probably, maybe worst case it does bounce one more time. Maybe it pulls like a triple bottom. We got one leg, two. Wow, that wouldn't be a triple bottom actually. Well, maybe. Kind of like a head and shoulders pattern of inverse head and shoulders. Kind of like we saw here. We got this, one, two. This wasn't the cleanest, but we might pull something like that. I would not be surprised. That's worst case. Best case, we kind of bounce right here and just eventually shoot up into at least 72, 75. So short term, that's what you can look at. If we continue green over the next few days, if we continue red for a while, we're probably going to drop to 60s, mid 60s until we find another bottom, and then we're going to probably start an uptrend. I don't think we're going to be, long-term bearish from here. I don't think this is just going to be a continuation down into this trend. I think that would honestly, if that happened, that'd probably kill the rest of altcoins that are still, down 70%. So, outside of that, guys, I'm bullish. Holding spot, and be careful with leverage too. I think I tweeted that like less than a week ago. I assume we're probably going to have a bunch of attempts to break through, rip into highs, but things like this always happen. When you think it's about to break into new highs, usually you should wait for some sort of correction, liquidation, or major push down to then enter and then go for it. It's usually what I always do, and I feel that FOMO, like I want to enter into a trade. I usually will just be like, okay, let me wait for some sort of major wick, liquidation, or something like that, and then enter, because then you also get a better entry on whatever spot bag, leverage trade you're trying to do. So outside of that, that's what I wanted to talk about with Bitcoin. I'm going to bring up just a couple AI coins that I'm still very bullish on. And basically all the ones that I talk about on the channel, I am very bullish on. Link AI is still, I think it's at all-time highs still. Yes, this is not a, this is actually when I called it on the Discord all the way back in March. So this has been it was a high-risk call, but this one has still been holding up. It's one of the only coins I've seen that has been holding up and continuing to make new highs in this downtrend. Another one is actually Zignally, but that one I've never covered on the channel. I may bring that up at some point, but it is already kind of at all-time highs. Wow, we're seeing a lot of sells here. I would not be surprised to see a lot of people take profits for another dip here. But again, this one's been holding up well. What was the other one? Yes, AIT's bottomed out. I just feels like I pull it up here too. Yeah, no Sana though. Again, seeing strength with AI. I'm sorry, seeing strength with the Solana blockchain as well. I think no Sana still has a ton of growth ahead of it. Just the fact that this coin is on Solana, I think once this finally catches a huge bid, this is probably going to continue to run like crazy. Graphlink 2, that was another one. Spec, that was another one. Graphlink, I think I'm very bullish on as of right now. And I'll continue to be bullish on it. I think it's a great project. Still very small, too. I'm surprised that it's this tiny. You know, I don't know if this is 100% right. I think the market cap's a little bigger. But this chart is beautiful, too. It's on a dip. Looks like it's fairly bottomed. Maybe we do see a little bit of a push to the upside here. But if market conditions stay how they are, we don't see new highs. Even if this does push, it's not gonna last. It'll go up and come back down just as fast as it went up, so keep that in mind. And we got Spec as well. Yeah, Spec initially, Spec tokenomics still look very good. They got Spec on ETH. You can buy it on ETH as well, or you can get it on Base, which I actually like that it's on Base as well with way lower fees. So yeah, just keep this in mind. This is not right. But chart is holding up pretty well here. But you know, initially when it launched, it looked like it was just gonna bounce, continue up, but it has been just going sideways, up and down. You know, I don't expect this to continue much lower from here. Again, unless Bitcoin decides to just nuke to 55K over the next 2 weeks, you know, then we'll probably see more and more coins dump even harder, right? But as of right now, you know, with the current sentiment, I think this does look pretty good. Again, worst case, maybe short term, if we hold these levels, you know, maybe it does something like that. And then if in August, you know, AI season starts, or altcoins really start to move as well, then yeah, this will probably just be a slow trend to the upside. But Spec, in my opinion, is still very strong. You know, you really don't have to worry about unlocks or anything for, I mean, bottom line, until at least the beginning of 2025. And by then, I would assume that most AI coins have already started to move. You know, so I still think there's not too much to worry about with their tokenomics right now, which is very good. Utilities are very solid too. And then FLT, I'm still loving this project too, guys. Still waiting for, you know, a 100% bottoming out. It looks like it's bottomed here. You know, also here it looked like it bottomed. You know, I wanted to take a short-term trade here, but never got to do that. But I would have been wiped anyways, because that would have been just a long-term hold anyways. But it's come down, came up, come down. It's probably going to come up again, bounce. Again, until the sentiment completely changes, until everyone's hyper bullish again. You know, I'm not saying this is going to continue to dump and go down and down and down, but it's probably just going to go sideways, not have too much volume, not do too much at all. But I think once AI starts to catch a bid, projects with charts like this are going to be bought up so fast. We will see huge moves. You know, probably moves, it's probably going to run, let's say, you know, in mid-August things pump. It's probably going to pump, do something like this. This chart will probably just continue to rip. It'll do something like that, again, if AI picks up. You know, because we kind of saw that. I'll give you guys like an example. There's this coin, Landex. I've covered on the channel a few times. Very interesting, but super high risk RWA coin. This can load. But the chart kind of pulled the same thing. Yeah, I think they've updated a lot on this. Okay, so they don't have the, why do they not have the full chart? But after this, I'm going to cut the video, so it's already getting pretty long. Oh, here it is. Different pool. But for Landex, you know, I'm very technical when it comes to a lot of charts. And this is the kind of the same thing. Initially with Landex, I'm pretty sure I called it right around $1, right? But over the span of time, you know, this continued to go down, continued to dump, continued to go down 30, 40, 50%, right? Went all the way to like 50, 60 cents, bounced around, continued to go sideways until what? Until, you know, some catalysts took RWAs, you know, into huge runs, right? This went from, if you guys caught the low, like, let's say, again, no one ever catches the literal bottom. Let's say you got in like 80 cents. You got in somewhere around here. Yeah, 232. You know, that was like a nice 4 to 5x potentially. Oh, what is that? 8, 16, 20 over 32. Love I can't do math right now. So it would be about a 400% gain. You know, again, if you got in here, just held, was patient, and just let that run, you know, come down. Let's say you even just got out when it started to dump. You know, it'd still be about a 2 to 3x. And I expect that for most coins, especially AI coins that have charts that look like this, with good fundamentals, a lot of strength, you know, and even though it's been down, initially when I first talked about it, you know, FLT is down about 30, 40, 50%. But this is kind of the risk that you guys have to understand with coins like this, new ones, especially when the sentiment is very bad around coins. The sentiment is what gauges everything in the market. You know, it's very rare for me to, you know, see a coin end up doing over the span of a few weeks, doing a 5, 10, 20x when the market sentiment is horrible, right? But when AI season is full blast, when different narratives are pumping, right? That is when you see insane moves from coins. Anyone and everyone is just looking for that next low cap that's bottomed out, or just very small in market cap that can make a quick 2x, 3x, 4, 5. You know, but similar to like Landex, you know, initially if you guys jumped in, you held, you're still holding, you know, potentially it could be another ad here. But initially, like, what I mean though is eventually, if and when this picks up, this will have a huge pump all the way back up to probably $1 and over. So no matter where you jump in, when this is trending down, you know, this will recover and make a huge run. That I firmly believe that at some point. Again, I don't know when, but I expect AI coins, most if not all utility coins, to have a bounce, have a narrative pump again. You know, to not believe that and think that, okay, well, this chart's just down only, so this coin's gonna die completely. I don't think that at all. I think it's a very strong coin. Same thing with Spec, pretty good tokenomics for what it is right now. You really do not have to worry too much about it at all until well into 2025. You know, maybe February, March. Then certain unlocks begin, but by that time, more than likely AI coins have already, you know, been on a huge run, right? So that's what I look at for both of those, Spec and FLT. You know, Spec is a little bit larger in market cap, but FLT is definitely smaller. And again, the chart looks very good. Something long term, you know, potentially just to accumulate, sit on your hands and knees and wait, you know. That's what I'm looking at for it, but outside of that, you know, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope I give you guys a ton of value, even just looking at charts, how to understand this stuff. It's like when you're playing in an attention economy, you need to pay attention to where the attention is not. You know, I can say that again. You need to pay attention to where the attention is not. If that even makes sense. But that's how you play crypto. You know, when nobody is paying attention to this coin, when the fundamentals, tokenomics, team, everything looks very good in my opinion, but yet the chart does not price that in, that is where a clear discrepancy is, you know. So outside of that, that's what I got for you guys today, and I will see you in the next video. So thank you.